Ooh. Oi, come back here. I'm a little riled up today. The coffee is working. Hi. Hello. Hi there. How are you? Welcome back. It's me, Kat, and you are watching Librophiliac Knits. I am bright and shiny this morning and ready to talk to you about all the things. How have you been? I am excited to come back to you in a much shorter span of time than the last two videos were separated. Okay, sorry, bring it back down. Hi, how's it going? Oh, it's September. Hi, welcome to the beginning of the school year. If you have kids in school or you're in school yourself, it's bright and sparkly, fresh new school year. Can you smell the sharpened pencils? I don't know what it is about September, but I love the start of school. I loved it when I was a kid, and now I love it as a parent because go back to school. Go. Shoo. Look, I have time to film again. Oh, it's magical. Okay. Yes, where are we? What's happening? What day is it? It's Friday. I am once again wearing my mini mock neck tee because the forecast says it is going to be 85 degrees today, but right now it's in the 60s because Minnesota. So I'm wearing my mini mock neck. Looks so nice. And with it, wait, hang on, wait for it. My hand knit socks. The pattern is called Laid Edges by Kelly McPherson. I had to look it up because it's a long time since I made these socks. I made them in acrylic, the Lion brand mandala yarns. You know, they're like self-striping. I had some leftovers from a baby blanket or a sweater. I made so many things like last year with this yarn because I was just obsessed with the colors that they chose to put together. So it's a free pattern on Ravelry. I will link it in the down box, and then you can make it if you want. And since they are DK weight, it goes real fast. The Laid Edges, as you can see, has this lovely column of just like one baby cable on either side of like the top of your foot, and it's such a great like starter cabling sort of pattern that I wanted to remind you that this exists in the world. It's on the internet. You can have it. So yeah, highly recommend. I really enjoyed the pattern. It was easy. It was fun. The socks are really cute. They fit me well. Mini mock neck is a Jessie Made design, in case you have forgotten and you needed to be reminded. And what else is going on? Oh, yes, I was going to say, talking about cables sort of is a great lead-in to some of my new obsessions. I have been thinking really a lot about cables lately. And I just saw Woolen Pine is having a big sale right now. No code needed on their website or on Ravelry. I am not affiliated with them. I went and looked at like, what stuff do they have? What do they have that I want? And then I was like, wait, how many of their patterns do I already own? And the answer to that was 4. I own 4 Woolen Pine patterns. And how many of them have I knit? But it was the Port Townsend, which you guys know I have been so excited about. Like, I love that stuff. Except, dun dun dun, there has been a travesty. I got burrs all over that sweater. I was trying to like clear brush in part of my yard, and I did not take the sweater off before I then got attacked by a pricker bush, and right now that sweater is in the freezer having a timeout so that hopefully it will be less grabby when I go to. I mean, maybe also that'll kill the burrs. I don't know. I was trying to take them off and it was like ripping the yarn, and I was like, no, why did I do this? This is so dumb. So anyway, the other 3 patterns of theirs that I have, is the sorrel and the sea glass and the 3-season cardigan, which is partly lace and partly cables. So again, with the cables, but the cable sweater I am the most excited to knit, and I think I'm intimidated. I think that's part of my problem, is that I am intimidated by the possibility of, miscrossing all of my cable, just messing it up terribly. And so I have been putting it off, but I bought Cory confetti yarn, like from La Bien-Aimée. I had it shipped to me all the way from France at great expense so that I could make a beautiful cabled sweater. And what have I done? Nothing. Nothing. So this year, this winter, this fall, whatever, when I'm done with my current work in progress, I have a couple things going on, but I am going to do some cable knitting. That is goal number 1 for the foreseeable future. Which is a lovely segue into what exactly am I working on right now? And the answer is I am working on being a monogamous knitter. It's not usually my bag, but I've gotten a little bit obsessed because, look at this. Look at this. It's like a sweater already. Oh my gosh. It is coming along so nicely. Oh my gosh. I'm so much farther along than I was the last time. Can you believe this? What is this, you say? This is going to be the Weekender hoodie. And what is going on with the colors? These are my hand spun. Yeah. And they are in the Mountain Dew / Baja Blast colors of my roller derby team. So the reason that I'm obsessively knitting this is that I'm a captain this year and I want to show up to practice in my theme colors. And sometimes the captains have to run practice. So then if I'm just gonna be standing around and I need to be warm, I got this cozy sweater. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Here, should we do a little try on? That's the best part. Like, now that it has the bound off, I will link you guys to my previous little shorty answering the question of, this is a bottom up sweater and they are torture devices. Knitting from the bottom up is the worst because figuring out when to stop, how much of this is going to turn into like making it wrong. Oh my gosh. But I've already discussed it ad nauseum for 10 minutes, so you can go watch that. I will link that video also. But here, in the meantime, look at me. I shall try this on. I shall try this on. Oh, it's so good. I'm using needles that are way too big in hopes that that will help dispel the sleeve being weird. It does look a little weird, but I don't care. It's gonna be fine. The needle is. All right, what are we learning? I haven't tried this on in a while. I think I could decrease at the appropriate rate so that this isn't huge. It is fitting perfectly the way I want here. Hang on, am I close enough? You see what I'm talking about? Okay, right now we have a weird bell sleeve situation happening. So I guess I could decrease a little faster. Maybe. But here, this bit, this was my real area of concern. I did not want this to be like hard against my armpit
Because what do I do at roller derby? Get sweaty. Ooh, speaking of which, it's already getting warm in here. Ooh. But what am I doing? What's happening? I am talking to you about how this is going. So, any modifications I've made so far? Why, yes. Just one. I did an extra round of this, the pattern, you know, with these fun bumps. It's like a 10 stitch repeat. So I did one extra on both sides. And then one extra repeat on both sides. And then I just followed the pattern appropriately to get the lovely shaping for the neckline. And that turned out to be just right. Andrew Maury was real clear about the fact that this particular kind of knitting pattern, or this particular stitch pattern, whatever, it grows a lot when you block. So the stripies will not be quite so tight together. My accordion here. Fun. It's gonna get longer. I actually really like it at the length that it's at, so I might have to be careful not to let it stretch too much, but I'm really liking how it's going so far. Oh, and then I was gonna show you, look at this. Do you remember how much hand spun I made for this project? Like, so much. Sweater, ball number 2. Remember, look, I brought them over so that we could remember that I made 4 balls of yarn. And this is the giant one. This is the biggest. That the grist said that it was like more of a fingering weight, but can you tell where the fingering yarn is being used? No, you can't. So, and I really like how the fabric is turning out, so I don't care. Yeah, some of this yarn, it's a little thick thin because it's hand spun, and I don't need it to look like it came off a machine. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at these colors. I am having so much fun with this ridiculous, wonderful yarn. So what's left? Like 1.75 sleeves and the hood. Oh, and then the little cord. I'm gonna have to figure out what sort of fun color I want the cord to be. I was thinking about, technically on our jerseys, the secondary color that we use is orange, and I have neon orange sparkly yarn. I'm real tempted to make that be the strings on this crazy sweater. But I also was thinking about just using this blue because it's so pretty and it goes so well. But that's not all, friends. I haven't finished anything since the last time we spoke because sweater. But I have been obsessing a little bit. Yeah. And today I might be culminating that obsession. We'll see. What happened? What's the story? Okay, well, the thing that I am obsessing with all of a sudden is weaving. These were not all at the library right away. I had to put them on hold and go pick them up. But this is the one that I'm reading currently. Learning to Weave by Deborah Chandler. It's like a lesson by lesson sort of situation. Oh, it gets all the way up to 15. Very nice. So I'm only on lesson 2. You know, it's like the most basic stuff. What are the names of the parts? And then, like, how do you warp a loom? And then, how do you warp it? How do you warp a womb? Oh no, that's not what I said. From back to front and from front to back, which I've also watched a YouTube video about. The obsession. Okay, what else have we got? Weave, knit, wear. Inventive weaving on a little loom. This one was relevant because the only loom that I had available to me was, I remembered that my mother had a toy loom for us when we were children, and I called her and I said, Mom, do we still have that? And she said, yeah, it's in the basement. Let me go grab it for you. And so, look, I have a teeny tiny little loom. It is made by Brio. It is a rigid heddle loom. This is the original warp from like the 1980s. I'm pretty sure. I don't think we ever, I know that we used it to a certain extent. And then here is what we've done so far. Chase and I were playing with it. My little guy. We have lost the original, what are these called? Shuttles. But I just made some more out of cardboard because I know what they're supposed to look like. And then while I was mentioning that I was interested in this, my mom was like, oh, do you want all of the leftover yarn that your great aunt gave me? Well, you know, I mean, she's no longer with us, but apparently she used to use it to fix rugs. But you know, my attempt to stash down is really failing miserably this year. But like cones and cones of beautiful, interesting, like not for knitting yarn. So we're playing with that. By we, I mean I, because Chase was interested for about 4 minutes. So, I mean, oh, that one's got there's a needle in there. Lily. Oops. So today is the first day of the most recent round of the Textile Center garage sale. And I'm gonna go look for a full-size loom. And I have a budget because it's my birthday in November. And last year I promised myself, I'm all over the place today. Can I finish the sentence? Probably not. So I have a budget for a loom. If I see something that is meeting my specifications and has all of its parts, I am going to purchase it and call it my birthday present for this year. Because last year I told myself that this would be the year that I would finally splurge and actually buy the kit for Stephen West's Mystery Knit Along in October, because you know it's my like annual thing that I do that I really enjoy. But I never finished last year's Mystery Knit Along, and I'm not sure that I'm feeling it this year. Actually, I love his like teaser photos for this year. They look so much fun, but he's just using 2 colors, and I have insane amounts of just 2 colors of 2 skeins of yarn. So I don't think this is the year that I'm gonna splurge and get that. I think this is the year that I'm gonna go look for a loom. And if I don't get a loom, that's fine, because Wax and I are going to Denmark and I can spend that money on Danish pastries and all sorts of other goodies. I have no idea. It's gonna be so much fun. Yep. All right. I am. So where are we? What's happening? In the grand scheme of a usual YouTube, I'm supposed to talk to you about what am I wearing, and then what am I working on, the works in progress, and then the finished objects I got none, and then hang on, somebody is calling and I don't want to answer. And then I did acquire something. Well, I just showed you. I acquired leftover wool that has been passed down through the generations from my dad's auntie, my Aunt Dot. She was the best. She had the strongest New York accent. She raised her children in like Detroit, but she never lost her New York accent. And then she retired down the street from her sister, my grandma, in Connecticut, and still that accent. Oh my gosh, I loved it so much. It was so fun to listen to them talk. And I miss them so much. But anyway, and then I did acquire one other thing because I continue to be a ridiculous Andrea Mowry stan, and this time I decided to be a little indirect about it. She had her birthday sale, and I wanted to do something nice for my sister, who was just in town visiting, and I love her so much. And my previous attempts to knit for her have always kind of been like, well, no, I made her a shawl that in retrospect was not quite right because I didn't ask her, because she, like me and our mother, has very specific wants and needs, and the best way to find out what those are is just to ask directly. Because even when you think you know someone, you don't know. Just wait, just ask. This is like rules for life, guys. But anyway, she picked the Weekender Light as the sweater that she would like me to make her, and a couple pairs of socks. She was like, you could have Mom make these. And I was like, hey Mom, you want to make Freya these socks? And she said, no, I don't knit small things. So I got 2 pairs of socks and I can knit. Oh my gosh, it's so soft. So I'll just show you a couple of each. Oh, I did even better than I thought. Okay, so how did this go? I went to the Yarnery, one of my local yarn stores, which I found out when I walked in the door is moving. It's moving shop to one of my favorite local chocolate shops on the other end of town, right across the street from them. So now it's going to be a real 1-2 punch because they both have terrible business hours. Like for me, I work nights, people. Like in the time, you know, a lot of times these shops are open from like 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., which even for people who work like an office job, if you work 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, whatever, or 8 to 4:30, when are you supposed to go? But anyway, that's not my problem. My problem is I'm often unmotivated to get out of the house. So I went to the Yarnery, and the lovely store is moving. And so they have very low stock. And when talking to my sister, she said that she wanted as close to the original as possible, something that was like a very lovely blue-gray. Andrea Mowry was using Brooklyn Tweed Loft in the colorway Faded Quilt. The store didn't have enough of that. Then I was thinking about maybe I could do Holskarn and like hold it double, or, you know, I started looking around, and the proprietor of the store suggested to me, which turned out to be the only thing that we had in the appropriate amounts, because they're trying to move. So like, why would they restock until after they've moved? They're going to have way more space at the new place. So like their orders are probably going to be astronomical, and bless their hearts. But this was what I was recommended, and my sister approved with photos. It is J.C. Rennie & Co., made in Milledon Mill, Scotland. Super soft 4-ply, 100% wool. It's not specifying. And the absolute kicker for me is that the colorway name is Stardust. It's kind of crunchy. But I think it's the kind of crunchy that's like partly from the milling process, and it's gonna wash and get soft. But just in case, and because there was something, I was looking at it, I think it's more of a light fingering. This looks really thin, and it is woolen spun, so it's gonna be warm. And my sister lives in North Carolina, but she says that she is freezing in the winter because it's that like wet cold. She says that she's often wearing a sweater underneath a fleece, and she's a tall, thin lady. She doesn't have a lot of like fluff like I do, so that you can be warm just by moving around and living your life. So secondarily, I heard they were having a moving sale, as it turns out. I missed it for this bit, but I caught it for 4 skeins of, and look at how close this. I bought this online. The online sale was on Sunday, and I did a really good job. I'm very pleased with myself. This one is Lucia by Holst Garn. It is 42% baby alpaca, 35% mulberry silk, 13% fine merino wool, and 10% yak. And it's called Pacific. So I'm going to do some swatching solo with fluff, and then figure out like which one hits gauge, send some pictures to my sister and see what she wants. If she doesn't need fluff, I'm gonna be perfectly happy to use this. It's so soft. But woolen spun might be more than enough for her. Either way, this is high up on the list. And then wait, I forgot something. Okay. One of the other things that has been at the top of my list in my queue on Ravelry is I wanted to make a sock to go over my stick shift, like the gear shift in my car, because sometimes in the winter I end up just popping a mitten over it, because I don't necessarily need mittens on my hands. It actually, sometimes it makes things hard to manipulate, which this year's missions may also include making gloves. I think that would be fun to try. But I found baby socks in yarn that I loved, and I'm not giving them to anyone. So I ripped back, and I am going to use this. I already tried this bit on, and it fits perfectly. No surprise. So I've started a 2x2 ribbing, and I'm going to have to decrease. But gear shift sock. Baby sock turns into a gear shift sock. And look at how fun this yarn is. I just couldn't resist. I have to decide if I want to like embroider something. But this is how much I have. I am making a gear shift sock. That's my other work in progress that I forgot about. And then I just wanted to show you guys. I didn't realize I was digging around and rearranging my yarn, and I found some more. So look at how much BFL I have made. This is all hand spun. The BFL project continues. I have to skein this up, but no, I need to spin some more so that I can fill this up and then skein it up. Look at this one. I must have actually used my Turkish spindle to do the plying. The fully hand spun, cheaty hand spun. So yeah, this is getting close to sweater quantities. Oh my gosh, and this color. I got distracted in the middle of my list of books. The Big Book of Weaving by Laila Lundell, hand weaving in the Swedish tradition. Welcome to Weaving by Lindsay Campbell. There, that's all. I got 5, count them, 5 books from the library about weaving. How many of them will I actually manage to read? 1.6. I have a tendency to rent more things than I can handle. The other book I wanted to talk to you about, because I have been waiting months, years. I don't even remember how long ago I heard about this, but this might be partly to blame for the weaving problem. This book, Fibershed by Rebecca Burgess, with Courtney White, is talking about the Fibershed in California. They she did like 150-mile project where, and I haven't even gotten that far yet. Look at my, but in trying to be more socially conscious about like how our clothes can affect our environment and, you know, the climate change issues, she decided to try to make, like, fully from the beginning to end, grow locally, dye, weave, knit, everything, mill, whatever it is that it takes to make clothing, she was doing within a 150-mile radius. So the beginning of the story is talking about finding a local farm to grow indigo so that they can dye with in a traditional Japanese style. But I am enjoying this book so much, and I'm so excited to read the rest of it. But it really had me thinking about, like, I am a thrift store person. My daughter now works at a thrift store, so like we do so much thrift store shopping, which at least, you know, we're not fully leaning into the like fast fashion in the usual way. Like, we're only doing it in the secondary way of like somebody else already bought that and now they've already gotten rid of it, which is, it can be a little bit icky in its own way in terms of like the swiftness with which people will gather clothing and then discard clothing is like excessive. And I'm happy to be not feeding the first bit and only getting into the second bit, because like I grew up shopping all the time. It's my mom's love language. It's her favorite thing to do. She loves a sale. I didn't realize how much the light and the fan was hitting the top of that. I don't hope it wasn't doing that the whole time. It just started to annoy me. But what was I saying? The being a part of the fashion industry, like a consumer, a hardcore consumer for most of my life, had me really thinking about like how much I don't need. Like my closet, my dressers, they're overflowing, and I still have a lot of trouble saying no to things, even when I really don't need them. And like the impetus, like with this weaving stuff, I started obsessing about buying a loom without even having any idea how to weave. So like I needed to take a big deep breath and a step back and figure out if this is even something that I wanted to do. And so I'm doing the research, and yeah, I'm still really interested. And we have a Weavers Guild, and they have full-size floor looms. So like, which is the thing that I'm obsessing about. Like, I want a floor loom. And the Weavers Guild has its own little, what do you call it? Advertisement section. And when I first went on there, there was a free to good home loom that I really wanted. And I reached out to that person, and somebody else was ahead of me. And so I couldn't have it. And that was really where it, like, the obsession built. Oh, I could have had that, and now I can't have it. And now I want one. And it's like, oh my gosh, would you just calm down? I don't know if you have these internal conversations like I do, but it's intense. You know, the consumer drive, the obsession to acquire. Like, what if I hate weaving? But I've been a member of the Weavers Guild on multiple other occasions, and you know what happens? I go one time for the whole year. Like, I spend $60 or whatever it is to like get my annual subscription, and then I go once, and I'm like, oh, I should come back here, and I never go again. And I keep looking for classes like new weaving, you know, so that I could go learn, and it never like fits with my schedule, or it's too expensive, or it's in the wrong, you know, like it's exactly on Tuesdays and Thursdays when I already have Derby and I can't go. So I'm like, well, I'll just get my own then. I don't even know if I'm gonna like doing it. I mean, like, I haven't gotten so obsessed with the toy loom that I've just been weaving and weaving and weaving and I can't stop. I'm like, cool, that's really fun, and I'll do it a couple times, but the toy doesn't work that well. I got to try it at the state fair, and the real machine is like fantastic, and I want one, but do I need it? No, not really. Oh my gosh. So I'm having an existential crisis about my consumer-driven obsessions.
In hopes of distracting themselves from the pathetic emptiness of their meaningless consumer-driven lives.
It's fine. It's just another day. But today I'm going to look and see if they have any looms, and they might not even have any. But that's like how bad it is. It's bad. I know it's bad. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Can you help it? Do you know how to make it stop? Help me. Oh my gosh, you guys, I gotta go. But it's lovely to see you. I was so glad to check in with you again. I hope that you are enjoying my current insanity. I'm like talking at 2x speed today. Yeah, I put my makeup on and I felt so pretty. I got my kiddo on the bus and I'm going shopping today. And obviously that just riled me right up. So here we all are. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you're having a wonderful beginning of your September. I saw my first red leaf today and took a picture. It was on an oak tree. I could insert it. I'm not ready for fall. I'm really not ready for winter, despite the fact that I love all things woolen. I need to be outside. I should go right now. Thanks for hanging out with me, friends. I said it 5 times already. Love you, bye. Oh my gosh, you guys, perhaps you can tell that it is later the same day and the light has changed. Oh, and the cat is here and she loves to lick plastic, so please excuse the crinkling noises. I went to the Textile Center sale and things devolved quickly. That was not how it was supposed to go, but when I got there, you know, I went as quickly as I could to the place where I thought that the floor looms would be, and there was only one. Well, there was a second one that was all taken apart, but it said that it was just for rugs, and it was from the 1970s, and it was in pieces, and yes, it still had its original paperwork, but I was like, I don't think that's going to be the thing that I want. And the one beautiful, like, wanted to play with it immediately floor loom that was there was $1,800, which is not my budget. It was not even, it was like more than triple what I was telling myself that I could spend if I found something really, really nice. $1,800. You guys, that's like a car. I mean, these days it's a ratty car, but I couldn't. So it wasn't originally on my like backup plan list. And I didn't initially go like, oh yes, I'm definitely getting that. But I started to have a look around. And the first thing that I did was I went into the fabric room, and it was buy a bag of fabric for $15. I got one. Oh, look, she wrote my name wrong. I don't care. I had to set things aside somewhere because I overdid it so much. So I got, you know, I don't know what it is, except that it was in the cotton section. And there's an absolute ton of it. This was in the linens. Kind of a nice olive color. Oh my. These were in the like quilting cotton area. Little Wednesday warning screen. Ooh, that's bright. Cotton. There's schmutz on everything. That's okay. It's not a ton of it, but it's cute. Well, you know, what else did I get? Oh, yes. The beards. And just a little bit of this. Oh, look at it. It's got little hearts. These flowers were so happy. I could not resist. Wait, see, there's like these sort of Celtic knot looking situations. It's just too pretty to pass up. That was the quilting cotton stuff again. I grabbed the scrap just for absolutely no reason because it was so cute. And then I took it out and I rolled it up as tight as I could so that it would fit in the bag. Ta-da! It's the double gauze I've been looking for. Oh, look at how cute and pink I am in this. Well, the mission has been all along in my sewing bucket list is to make a double gauze dress, my friends, or a romper. There might be enough for both here. It's thick. It's a thick boy. There's just a ton of it. I'm so excited. I'm not that much of a sewist, but you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. And then, well, the patterns were $5 for $1. And what I discovered in digging through them, first of all, it was just like going to a record store. You just have to dig through everything. Really what I was looking for was basically like what Sew Liberated is putting down. But like this is the sort of thing that I am super into. I found about 52 different patterns that were this dress. Vogue Paris. This was the best of the ones, you know? And then while I was in the Vogue section, Anne Klein is not usually my bag, but look at how fun these are. These would be good in linen, right? The pants, maybe? The dress, the skirt, the shirt, whatever. A sweatsuit situation. It's a good thing to have. What else did I get? See, again, these kinds of dresses are really what I'm drawn to. Sort of the shirt waist dress. I got that. Cute skirt situation. PJs. My daughter's on a PJ kick right now. So I was like looking for a 10th thing, and at the last minute I decided on that one. And then, oh my gosh, these are a little bit silly, but the moo is hilarious. But look, there's over here the rompery guy, but also the dress, the shirt thing. They're all cute. Oh, there's pants. Yep. If I really do get into weaving fabric, those look like they'd be relatively easy to make. That was sort of the appeal of this guy too. These look like something that would be easy to make with something that I have woven myself. You know, not because it's just a shirt. It's just like a nice, easy boxy sort of shirt. And then this one was the closest to the thing that I have been loving on the Sew Liberated site. It's not exactly the same. I might eventually just buy the Sew Liberated thing, but... And finally, the ultimate overalls. Make your own overall or overall dress situation. Are you doing the math? So far that's been $17. Well, then where did I go? I promised myself no acrylic.
there were walls and walls and walls and walls of acrylic. This might be cheating. It was $2.
It's just sock yarn and it's so cute and I love these colors. Ah!
Okay. Apparently this is a mill end, but oh my gosh, the colors. I don't care. It's so pretty. One $8 skein. Where's it from? Lorna's Laces. November 2014. Incredible. Dilat quadruple zero. Oh, I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just too pretty to pass up. And then, I mean, that was what happened here. Yeah. And there's 2 of them. Rustle, rustle. $4. How can you pass up $4? I couldn't. Crinkle, crinkle. I can put back in here. I already have pencil roving in cream, like baby / bubblegum pink, and a little bit of light blue and a little bit of dark blue. But I have been craving trying brown. There was also gray there, and that was like the hardest part. The eyebrows are really extra right now. I'm very excited. Very excited. The shopping, it was too much for me. I did not get the gray. I managed to say no. That was a whole $8 I saved. Bless me. I could not. This is the only sort of exception. I could not say no. It says 5 bags. I think she meant 5 skeins, 5 balls of Barocco vintage. I wanted wool in a worsted weight and a squatter quantity. I have Barocco vintage. I really like this yarn. And there's lots of it. And it's a nice, neutral. I have gone overboard. As of this was where it went sideways. Because in that room, wait for it. Oh, no. They're doing it again. There was, in that room, a bookshelf full of cones. Cones! On the inside of it, I love this so much. It says, Weave, Twilight, Peerless Dyeing Co. Inc. And then it just says, plant. I have no idea what kind of plant it is, but it's so pretty. And if I'm going to start weaving, I was digging through these cones like my life depended on it, looking for anything that was not acrylic. They were few and far between, friends, let me tell you. The cone of yarn was $4. $4. Cotton. Wool. Wait, no, I'm lying. Pure wool. Wool. Cotton! Look at the size of this thing. It's as big as my giant head. It's bigger. Hello, I am Conehead. I could attach this as a beehive. Go. 1960s. This is what... No, let's not. Okay. The Stashdown has failed. I have failed you, Stashdown. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Yeah. Okay. Here's why I was after the cones. I couldn't find a floor loom. Fine. I certainly couldn't find one within my price range. But you know what I did find? Rigid heddle! Warped for my pleasure. That's what he said. Look at this beauty. It's a table loom. It didn't come with a cool stand. Not that it'd be real hard to make, but I don't know how to do it, but I'm excited to try. Do. Wait a second. I just went to look in the box that came with the rigid heddle loom. Here are the shuttles. Full of yarn, yes. And a tag for Palabrigo Rios. So I guess that's what my first weaving project is going to be made out of. Thank you, random person who, why am I looking over there? Hi, over here. It just keeps getting better. Oh. And since I found a rigid heddle loom and went digging deep dive style into the books, I got rigid heddle weaving. Heddle, not heddle. And then I got the, I don't know how to say it, hexakis technique for the construction of 4 harness textiles. This is not actually relevant to my current new acquisition, but it looked really interesting. And the books were 2 for $1. Step-by-step weaving. Oh, I didn't count correctly. I don't care. Oh well. 2 for $1 and I got 5. You idiot! 220 Aran stitches and patterns. Diamonds, cable. I told you I'm obsessing with the cables, and the pictures were nice. And then this one appealed to my little hand spinner's heart. Oh, making marls. Look at. Also, it's my favorite thing. A found bookmark. Look at how cute this. Wait, hang on, we're all washed out. Ready, set, read. It's so cute. Where is it? There were some really good when I first started. Yes. This was where I opened, and what really caught my eye is like how to put the marls together. Oh, they are so beautiful. Oh, I love them so much. Magnifique. But I just, you know, this says a case study on manufacturing gradients. All right, I'm almost done. This is insanity. Okay, there was just one other part. While I was torturing myself about how much of this do I really need? Well, none, honestly. Make something with what you already have, stupid. But the brown is up. Look at this color.
I just couldn't leave it. I couldn't abandon it there. It's so beautiful. But you know it was right behind. Jeez. Do you know? You don't know. More rustling is coming. Are you ready? You guys! Do you see what this says right here? $10. And then, oh, everything is so washed out. Stop it. Southdown. This is not a fleece I have. And to make matters worse, these excellent tormenting humans sample spun it. This is not how big the sample was. Where did the actual sample go? Ah ha ha. Beep beep. It's clean. It has lots of VM. I don't care. One washed baby doll Southdown sheep that makes yarn that looks like this for $10. I am a greedy wretch, and I could not leave it behind. Oh my gosh, what happened? You know what? Hang on, there's only 2 things left. Sock yarn. These were supposed to be like $6 a piece, but they said 8 for the 2. I can't resist this ridiculous colors. Notice how far my pendulum swings from terribly bland to terribly obnoxious. And then I hit the UFO section. Someone last year, you may remember, I did also bring something home last year, and I love them. They were fingerless mitts. They were done, except for the weaving in of ends. And then I used the rest of that ball to make the cowl I gave my auntie for Christmas or her birthday or something. I don't know. Gifted away, and it was so beautiful to work with, and I was so happy. This time, $4. What is happening? Something is joie. First of all, there's needles in here and yarn, and second of all, how much more is there to go? These colors are hilarious. If they were for me, there's that much left to bind off. What? These are like a try-on by someone deserving and a movie away from being done. Wait for it. Wait. It's very tangled. What? Is this why you gave up? What happened? Why would you stop? Why would you get to this 11th hour? Were these like the boyfriend socks? What? It's not a sweater. It's a pair of socks. But like, why didn't you finish them? I don't understand. Why don't they come with a story? Yeah, look. I mean, if it was me, they'd be pretty much done. But even for a long-footed man, they are pretty stinking close. $4. $4. Somebody did all this work and just gave it to me basically. Well, gave it to the Textile Center. Bless their hearts. They reinforced the heels. What lovely work that I don't have to do. And now I can give somebody some socks. And they're super woolly warm. Like, I think they might have reinforced with mohair. From the look of it. Or something with nylon. Either way. Grand total. Now, mind you, I had told myself that I could spend for, maybe if it was like too good to pass up, like $500 or $600, which was a lot. Like I have vacations to go on next. I have trips. I'm traveling in October. I will be going places. So, you know, I have better things to do with my cash when I have it. I spent less than $200, y'all. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it. And this event is normally something that it requires you to purchase a ticket for. I got it for free. I got in early for free because tomorrow I am going to volunteer and help other people shop till they drop. But I got first dibs. All right, you guys, I really got to stop. This was more than I ever expected. I hope it was fun for you to watch too. I figured I would come back and film this now while everything is all fresh and shiny and I know where it is, because some of it is obviously going to have to get tucked away because this is a lot. I had to borrow the dolly to get it out to my car. Yeet. Suddenly I have a new work in progress. Someone else's socks that I just put my feet in and then stuck my face on. That was hygienic. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you later, hopefully with lots of fun updates about all the crazy stuff that I have acquired, and it's a good thing winter is coming because I'm not leaving the house ever, except for Derby and work. Bye!